Appreciate you hitting the button. Welcome to the How to Hustle podcast with Hype. This is episode 135. You follow me on Instagram and Twitter at I am Hype. It's HYMPE. It's Hype. It's not hype. I'm not geeked up. Very special guest in the building. Ladies returning in the building. It was just on recently. Reintroduce yourselves to the audience.
You want to go first, Britt? Or
Okay, go ahead. You can go.
uh, I
Now
am
we
Taya
also
Moore.
we also modest and professional. Go ahead, Joe.
Hey, listen, that's how Hill sisters behave. But anyway, um, my name is Taya Moore. I am the owner of Just Higher Bread LLC. I'm an author of A Fresh Cappuccino Sugar. I also have a self care journal called Self Care's Bay. Podcast producer, social media manager, and songwriter.
Okay. Yes, yes,
Oh,
yes, yes.
and as of tomorrow, t-shirt creator. That part.
Copy
Go
that.
ahead.
I know that's right. Yes. I am Brittney once again, and I'm the founder of Empowerment Fitness and Wellness Center. I'm empower women all over the world. I'm actually also a co-host of a podcast called Tribe Talk Tuesdays, which basically touches the basis of healing and what does that look like for you. And I'm a health and wellness coach, and I'm a nurse by trade. But yeah, that's me, y'all. So hi.
All right,
All
y'all. So
right.
if
Listen,
you've
doing
been
the damn thing. I'm
if
here for it.
if you've
Yes.
been listening to these recent episodes, Britt was on episode 131, Taya was on episode 133, so 135 is kind of a synergy thing we have going here. First of all, Britt, I messed up. Sound like him.
Wait, Sam. I know.
All right. Now, two of these two episodes that I did with these two young ladies, they kind of touched on a lot of the same things. So Taya hit me and said, that girl that you had on the other day, I want to get her on because my book leaned a little bit to the left so the people lean a little to the right so people can see the book. There you go. My book had a lot to do with the things that she was talking about. So, me being the creative mind that I am, I straight plagiarized this from Taya. So this is how we got to episode 135. Now,
Hey, listen, it ain't plagiarizing. That's what I wanted you to do, but we
I
got it.
tell people that though, if I flat out steal your idea, I will give you credit as I steal your idea. It's like the girls who
I'm
used to do my
cracking up.
homework. I would always big them up for doing my homework. I'm not gonna act like I did it. Now, this is what we're gonna talk about this week on the episode is healing in the next relationship. This is both of y'all had talked about these different situations where I had a relationship where I felt as though Brit's thing was I felt like somebody walked away with all my stuff, and Taya's was she had the abandonment issues. So now, once we recognize that somebody walked away with my stuff and I've been abandoned, and all of those different things that goes in those relationships, what do you do in the next relationship? The relationship now, because these were different relationships, because Taya's was about her father, and Brit's was about a relationship like a male female type relationship. So even in those different dynamics of the relationship, how do we now transition into the new relationship, recognizing that dot was the problem, and this is what I'm gonna do to make this not bring my old problems into my new situation. Taya, we're gonna start with you.
Wait, let's start with me.
You looked eager.
Um, I think that we both have done what is necessary to even get into another relationship, which is recognizing that you have to heal, get into the root of that, like you mentioned, abandonment issues, which I do not have anymore. Um, Honestly, I don't. Like,
Copy.
it's been tested out so many times, and I'm pretty confident in saying I don't have abandonment issues anymore.
We like to hear
Because
that
that
things have been. We
essentially.
like to hear that things have been moved on and those are in the past. So let's not gloss over that. Let's salute that, and then go ahead and continue on.
All right, I'm a woman over 40. You made me lose my train of thought when you stopped me. Um, but no. I always say to people like heal before you deal, because the one thing you don't ever want to do is take um things from the past and project that on to someone who has not done anything to you. And a lot of that is happening. So for me, when I kept getting in situations that were very similar, I'm like, why does this keep happening? So I had to stop, do the T process, and like, you know what? At the root of this is insecurities. At the root of this, is abandonment issues. So once you can acknowledge that and free yourself from that, you might begin to start to have better relationships with men. And at the end of that, what I found out at is that a lot of the people I was dealing with because of the abandonment issues or because of the insecurities, like, oh well, I know I'm kind of big and he likes me because I'm big, so I should just be grateful that he likes me even though he ain't doing X, Y, and Z. And that's why it's important to free yourself from insecurity, because once you do, it's like, I don't care if I'm big or not, I still deserve what I deserve. So it's very important to heal in order to have a quality relationship and, more importantly, to be a quality partner to someone else.
That's the important joint right there. Strong
Mm-hmm.
evaluations of self is one of them joints I always say. You got to
Thanks.
make the right assessment of yourself in the mirror. I can't look in the mirror and tell you I'm 173 pounds of lean muscle. That's not the truth. That's cap. You know what I'm saying? But I can't be telling myself that if that's what I'm looking in the mirror. Britt, unmute yourself, Britt.
I am. Yeah, I'm just so used to. But yeah, so I definitely agree everything that she said, and you hit it on the nose, like that self-evaluation of self. I think that's something that I had to like constantly do, and I'm constantly doing it, even to this day, even though I'm not even in like any relationship, any courtship or anything. It's still having that self-evaluation because it's hard because I was married for so long. You know what I'm saying? So like so long, and then it's like I've been married. I'm just still. It's when I say knowing self is so important. Like I stress that all the time. Like knowing you as an individual, know what you like, know what you don't like, setting boundaries for self, and constantly like just working on some of those. I'm gonna say like character um building blocks that need to be um maybe like chiseled, right? Constantly focusing on those and working on those, because I know for me, like you might not have abandonment issues, but enough issues is like something that I realized the other day when I did my affirmations that still plays a part on me. Like when I say like growing up, it was like nothing was ever like that was how my father was. Like a B, and it's crazy. I was in the shower, like you still stuck on this. Like a B was never good enough. I was like, oh, you could have got a B plus. If I got an A, you could have got a girl honor roll. You need to be on this thing. I was like, nothing was ever good enough. And I guess it's like a double-edged sword where it's like, okay, cool, yeah, that kind of always makes me think like, all right, you got to do more. But at the same time, it's like, where is the acceptance of where you're at if you don't automatically reach that more?
Where's the line of
So
satisfactory? Because you won't always move the goalposts
yeah,
on yourself if you do that to yourself.
exactly. Oh my God, like, exactly. So it's
Listen,
like that I'm telling you. So just knowing you and knowing self, like and being true to self, because that's another thing too. Like I think people when they say, "Oh yeah, I know myself," but being true. If I know that I don't like this or I don't do this, then why am I settling for this because of you?
I'm that's one thing
I'm like, what?
hold up, you froze up for a second there, Britt. Give us that again.
Can you hear me now?
There you go. Come on, give me that again.
Okay. Um, I forget. I
You said
know.
why
I'm
would
just
you said oh, okay. See again, I pay attention when you're talking.
thank
You were
you.
saying that uh
Oh
when you're
yes.
trying
Oh,
to damn she go ahead. You jump you got it?
oh, okay. Yeah. So when you're trying, yeah. So when you're trying to, it's like with outside of knowing self, but just being true to self. Because we can say all the time, like I said, like I know this, I know I don't like this, I know I like this, but like that saying where it's like, oh, I'm just being quiet to keep the peace. No, you need to be able to say what you need to say. So being true to self, like I'm not gonna settle for something because of who you are. You get what I'm saying? Or if it's my mom, if it's my daughter, or if it's whoever, my significant other, I'm not going to settle. So I need to be true to me and stay true to what my boundaries are, stay true to what I said who I am, you know what I'm saying? And what I'm going to tolerate and what I'm not going to tolerate. And I just think that sometimes people are not true to self, which is a problem.
What you touching on right there is once you have a situation and you learn from the situation. You got to learn from it to recognize that something was wrong there, something needs to be worked on there. Everything can't always be the other person's fault. Like if
No.
you're the common denominator in all these relationships, if I'm talking to Britt and me and Britt arguing because I keep talking over her, and then me and Ty are doing the same thing, the common denominator is me. It's not everybody else all the time. Like so,
Well,
go ahead.
even in that case, sometimes it's just that you keep picking people that talk over you. It don't
I was gonna say
necessarily
that because
mean
it ain't me.
Or
Because
no,
I
right,
ain't the problem.
right.
I ain't taking that on. I ain't the problem.
but
Now,
copy. But you got to
But
recognize
that's
you.
that's part of the healing. The
But
healing process will let you
that's a
know if you are the problem or not,
that's
right?
yeah.
again though
And that's when you
recognizing
like,
this. That's again
yeah,
recognizing the situation and saying like though that I keep doing the same thing,
yeah,
picking the
right,
same person, whether she
Mm-hmm.
be light skinned, short, dark skinned, tall, like all of those that you choosing the same characteristics in this person is like something in
right,
you has to recognize that that's what's going on. That's the self
right,
evaluation. That's the
right,
honest look in the
right.
mirror. Then once you get to that point, like Britt just said, you gotta set these boundaries and really mean them. You can't
Mm-hmm.
say you're looking for a church girl in the club. You can't look for a girl who's covered at the bar. Like
Mm-hmm.
these two things
Yeah.
don't like these two things usually don't equate. You know the way 2024 is, everything's everything these days. But you gotta
And
set
your
those
standards
boundaries.
got to make sense.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
you gotta also know what you're looking for. I remember I had a conversation with my man who didn't have a girl or nothing at the time, and I'm like, "Well, what are you looking for, bro?" He like, "I know what I'm looking for." I said, "What?" He like, "I know what I'm looking for." What are you looking for? Give me at least one thing. Like, do you want her to be what? You got to give me a characteristic or something. Like, I can't. We can't have a conversation and lean in those directions if we don't have no type of guidance and no type of plan with this situation. That's
Right.
why it's another thing, let's tie it all back into Taya's situation. Just your self care of you saying you got to take care of yourself in that situation before you get into another one. Like Britt just said, I was in a marriage for a long time. What you don't want to be is like, I'm so used to being in a relationship that I have to be in a relationship. I'm so used to sleeping with somebody that I have to sleep with somebody. I ain't gotta like him or her, but I just gotta have a warm body next to me. Like, no, you can't just do that. That's how you end up with bad
Yeah.
situations.
Well, that's part of the
Mine is the
abandonment
opposite. It's like,
issues.
Go ahead now, talk. Go
see,
ahead and
mine
jump
was the
in there.
opposite. It was like, I don't even know how to like, girl, I don't know how to date. That was my thing. I was like, I don't know. You want to do what? You want to like, I was I'm telling you, it was like weird. Like, you know what I mean? Somebody staring. It's so, if I seen this clip, not to cut you off, but it was like this pastor. He was like, you say you looking for a husband, you want a husband. You like, girl, why is man looking at me? And that would be me. Like, why they staring at me? Like, what's wrong with this bull? Like, what is he looking at? Not subconsciously, like, he probably was interested in you. Like, what is wrong with him? And even to this day, I'm still that way because it's like I'm not used to that. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, that's a form of self-sabotage, which I was the queen of. I've been on this long process removing that crown of queen of self-sabotage. Like
Mm-hmm.
literally. It's when you talk yourself out of something or you relate a situation back to something else that don't have nothing to do with it because that happened over there. This is going to happen again. So I'm like Mortal Kombat, get over here mentally. Whenever something happens, like, all right, we sabotaging right now, or is this just not what it's supposed to be?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I literally
Mm-hmm.
have to stop and have that conversation to make sure that I'm on point. I live by the quote from Remember the Titans. Did your blockers fumble the football or did you fumble the football? Right? Because the quarterback fumbled the football, but he was like, well, my blockers. If you always blame the blockers, you're going to keep fumbling. So that's how I look at it. Like, it's always going to be me, even if it's not. So even if it's that I keep getting with people that mean me no good, yeah, they're bad people because they mean me no good. But if I can't recognize that they're bad people and say, you know what, I gotta stop getting involved with people like that, that's on me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
fumbling, not them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
yeah.
No, I agree. I like
again,
it.
that's again, it's the evaluation. You got to evaluate your situation. You got to step outside of your situation and try to. This is one thing I always do with my wife is whenever we have like, because we don't have no arguments. We didn't probably have 3 arguments in 18 years. Uh, we'll have disagreements. Like everybody got. I wanted Chinese food and you came in here with pizza. But I
Yeah.
always try to look at stuff from what is she hearing or what am I saying? How am I saying it? Like because it can't always be her, or it can't always be me. But it's like if you try to stop trying to always be the victim, and look at it from the other person's perspective, or try to hear what they're hearing. This is why I'll have different conversations with my aunts, or just people I know that's in real relationships, and say, without giving you, this is what's going on in my situation, how do you handle this? Or what do you hear when this happens? Or how did you feel about this type of thing? So that you can improve yourself in these situations. Again, it goes to your self-care situations, available right now on Amazon. Self-care is back. But you
Thank
gotta
you.
be like you gotta be like evaluating your situation. You gotta always be working on you. You can't ever think that you're a finished product. You can be 78 and still working on your situation.
Every day you wake up, you working on you. Every time, just like you
You
said, you was
should
in the
you
shower and
should be.
you
Let's
should
throw
be.
that this
Sorry, you should be.
some niggas
Yes,
is 40, some niggas
just
is
like,
48 listening to this, and he was in ice since high school. All right.
I'm
Like,
freaking up.
but just like
They don't even.
Britt said she was in the shower and she realized, something that she was doing. That's what I mean. Like when you're self-aware, it's constant. It's never. That was the whole point of a fresh cup of tea, no sugar. You can brew as many times as you would make a cup of tea. The healing process is inevitable. You always going to unlock something that you thought you was over, and then it could be something as small as a post or a comment somebody make, and you're triggered by it. And it's like, damn, I ain't healed from that because that shouldn't have bothered me. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
yeah.
I try to always keep
that's so.
myself away from triggers, because triggers is a bad joint. Anything that can switch my whole mood, vision, like anything that can switch me in a flip of a second is not something I need to be around. It's not something I can allow to control my everyday. Like,
But you got to be
So the thing,
triggered to figure that out.
and I was about
say
to
that
say
one more
that.
time. Say that again for the people in the back.
You got to be triggered to figure that out. If you don't get triggered by something, that's the only way you'll know if you actually heal from it. If it don't bother you. You
Exactly.
know,
Or
like I
they be
said, I
like,
had insecurities, right? So when I had insecurities about weight or whatever, and somebody would say something like, "Oh, I don't like thick girls," or this and this and that, I'm taking it personally. It'll hurt my feelings because essentially that person is saying I ain't good enough because I'm thick, right? But now somebody said that, but, oh, he just not for me. Somebody like it. You know what I'm saying? So like
Oh
that's
yeah,
the
see,
difference between
I've been
healing
fat
and
since
not.
before Tupac. I've been fat since before Tupac got killed. So I you gotta
freaking up.
always understand that you're not for everybody. Whether it be your personality, your attitude, your size, you could be too short, too tall, too whatever for anybody. Once you get to this, like once you get to a certain stage of like, I don't give a like, because I can't base my life off the decisions that you're making. I can't base my
Hmm.
life
Right,
off the parameters that you're setting for yourself. If that's how you feel, that's cool. I'm just not for you. But there's 9,000 other people that you're for. Like,
right.
go ahead, Britt. You was trying to jump in with something before we switch it up.
No, no, no. I was just agreeing with the triggers. Like your triggers, triggers don't necessarily might not change your mood, but those triggers, I know for me, like you said, like it sends like it's kind of like how like your gas light might come on to let you know that you need gas. That's what triggers are like for me. Like a trigger, like, and it doesn't necessarily switch my mood, but it lets me know, like, oh, you like, like she said, like you still need more, you got more work to do, or um, why are you even feeling this way? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why did this even feel some type of way? Where you say you just gotta self-evaluate because self-evaluate, because everything has a root. You know what I'm saying? Like everything has a root. You know what I'm saying? Quick story, like I think like a couple of weeks ago, me and my daughter was talking, and she had called me a liar, right? She was like, that's no, she called me a hypocrite. So and I'm like,
There's
words are
grounds for
important.
one of these.
I know. She was like, Mom, that you're a hypocrite. And I'm like, that's not what that means. You get what I'm saying? So we had like a whole 45-minute conversation on definition, right? And then I was like explaining to her why I was so upset because she was going off of like linguistically, like English terms, and I'm going off of like Islamic terms. Right? And it's just like
Mhm.
linguistically, you know what I'm saying? Or English definition, it was like, okay, I'm saying something or projecting, you know what I mean? Something, and I'm not doing that. And yet I'm saying, so yeah, I get what you're saying, but that is not how I'm receiving it. You get what I'm saying? And I'm saying all of that to say that it triggered me because I had to sit back and look like, in my, not to say like to her, but in my own personal, like, all right, well, you keep talking about goals and this and that with her, like, but you didn't do. So I had to really sit back and like pay attention to myself, like, well, dang, like you got angry because number one, because you think, Islamically, but at the same time, linguistically, are you, Brett? Are you a hypocrite? You know what I'm saying? So I had to really sit back
You
and
had to
like
listen to
reflect
the
on
message and
myself.
not the messenger.
Yeah, because I'm like, no, and it's not even about the messenger, because we have these we piggyback all these time, and she's very expressive. So I don't mind. I could take you could to me. I feel like you could take knowledge from a two, baby, whatever. But it was like it just hit
Absolutely.
me. I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm saying that to say like it just goes back to that self-reflection, self-evaluation, because I'm always in a state of trying to just be better. I'm trying to, trying to grow, trying to figure out like what's the next phase. Because like you said, it's never a not, you're never going to stop healing. You know what I'm saying? Or this process. It's like the butterfly, that whole stage, like that caterpillar, then you in the cocoon, then you a butterfly. Then after you get out the butterfly, you're going back into being a caterpillar, back into the cocoon stage, where it's just like this cycle. And that to me, that's the cycle of healing. All right, like what phase am I in? Like, oh my God, am I in the cocoon? Like right now, like, like you know what I'm
One
saying?
of
Like,
one of the things that you just said, my oldest daughter, the last time I had her on the podcast, we had a conversation, and something that she said to me made me go, "Okay, it's time to change the format for the show." And she's 11, so like,
mm,
like you just said, you can always get things from people. You can't always look at the messenger. You got to listen to the message. But again, that's
mm-hmm,
being, that's self-evaluating, not looking at these things personally. That's looking at these things like, don't get caught up in who's saying it. Get caught up into what they're saying, and is it
exactly.
something good there? Now, time to do a little bit of the get to know segment. Y'all know Get to Know is sponsored by Custom Hustle at Custom Hustle World on Instagrams, Custom Hustle Co on Twitter. Today we have on the CH4s right there, as you can see. You know what I'm saying? However you need those joints, sizes. I think we're going up to like a 13. I'm not exactly sure offhand, which I should know, but yeah, available in any color. You tell me what you need, what you want, and we can make all of that happen. CH4s available, CH2s, 3s, 1s. We got them all over there. Custom jackets, jerseys, uh, sweatsuits. We got a whole bunch of new stuff, lady stuff. We trying to get developed. We're working on some stuff for the ladies. You know what I'm saying, if I get it together, though, I will let y'all know. Make announcements until they ready to be announced. And the CH5s are on deck. Those will be out in a couple of weeks. So, stay tuned. Now, ladies, we're gonna go with Britt first on this one since we went to Taya first on the last one. You're happiest when what?
I'm happiest when I'm happy every day. I don't know how to really kind of like do that, but the most time I feel joy is when I'm in service to others. When I'm in service to others, my cup is full. I'm happy every day. You know what I mean? I'm happy every day. But the most time, like my most moments of happiness is when I'm in service to others.
Copy that. We're gonna put a pin into the service of others. We'll pull that in a few seconds. We call it a tease in the business. Taya, your happiest when?
I'm happy is when I'm creating something. Because when I'm creating something, I'm doing it for a specific reason to give a message in a creative way. I mean, the more ways I can share my journey or testimony, the better. So I'm happiest when I'm creating something.
That's one of my joints, like, my work and all of that different stuff is when you see like it ain't nothing there and then you put it there. Or you see what is there and then you take all that down and put something totally different there. Like that's how I love all that type of shit.
Hmm.
Now, your go-to dish is what? I'm
My
cooking. I
go-to
gotta make
dish.
Yeah, your go-to
uh,
dish. I gotta cook something up real quick. And what is that gonna be?
Baked ziti.
I'm about to say Britt looks like she's having steamed water because the
Yeah,
face that she just
dude, ain't no steam water. I want to
did.
say like fruit
Baked
salad, because
ziti for
for
you.
me,
All right, you said baked ziti and you said fruit salad. We gonna eat before we get to Brits, is what she just told us. All right.
I'm
Have those
cracking
Poland
up.
Springs in your pocket. Go ahead though. You said your fruit salad.
Yeah, because it varies for me. You know, so I don't have a go-to dish. Like I don't have like that one two that's like quick. Because I'm just so the way I cook for myself is not how I cook for my daughter. So she might be like, "Mom, I want a steak and potatoes and broccoli one night." I'm like, "All right, cool. I'm having zucchini noodles with mushrooms and sauteed vegetables with our fruit salad." Like, so I don't have a go-to meal. I just cook. I'm sorry.
See, my
So y'all
mom
would
used
have
to
to
do
make
that.
requests. Y'all would have to make requests before y'all come over.
Copy that. I like my fruit salad with a lot of strawberries. Now, if I had to make one phone call, who would it be? I mean, whatever the situation is, but I only get one phone call. Who you call? Taya, you go
Mm,
first on this one.
Mm,
Uh-oh. Okay.
either my best friend, one of my two best friends.
Britt, who we calling?
mm. So it used to be my father. So, oh, I'm so irked with you right now. Yes, it used to be my father. So now it would be, I would have to say my daughter. Yeah, I would have to say my daughter. I mean, I have like, you know what I'm saying? Like Gil. Well, I can say Gil, but outside my daughter, it would be Gil. I can say that he's like a brother to mine. But it used to be my father. So,
I just got. I probably even. I've been married 8 years this year. Hey, boo. Um, my cousin would have always been the call because even if it was like, you never know if this drone might have been bad or whatever the call might be, but I know he gonna relay the message to her. But now niggas don't answer the phone, so I'm gonna have to call her.
mm,
All right. So now we have to get to know segment. Get to know is sponsored by H2H Cleaning. That is at H2H Cleaning on Instagram only. We're doing roofing, plumbing, flooring, HVAC cleanups, clean outs, remodeling. You need a little removal or something. We can make all of that happen. Upholstery work. How do you need it? We're hustling it over there at H2H Cleaning. Big jobs, small jobs. Just tell us how we can help. Now, both of you ladies, after the show, the last time y'all were on and we did get to know you, then put me on some things that you did not let the audience know that they needed to know. So, Taya, since you leaned in first, uh, we're gonna
Since you
start with
coming
you.
at me, I
I
guess
came
I
at
should
both of y'all.
answer.
Okay, this was a double shot barrel. Okay, Omar style. You like that, didn't you? Okay, this was coming at both of y'all. Well, let us
Mhm.
know what do we need to know before we wrap up episode 135, ladies. And Britt, don't forget I still got that pen in you that we're gonna pull when we get to you.
I'm cracking up.
Well, I mean, I started off the episode with that just so I ain't forget this time, so you wouldn't have to say that. No, I'm kidding. Um, yeah, the only thing you need to know is to follow my Instagram page, Just Type Brand LLC, JUSTTYABRAND LLC. Everything I do is on there. My Linktree app, everything. So anything you want access to about me, my email, everything is all on that page. In the link in
Let's
the bio.
let's also take a moment to salute the 3 year anniversary of the book. The last time we had you on, it was the week
Oh
of the
yes,
3 year
yes, yes.
anniversary of
Thank
the
you,
book.
thank you.
So
Listen,
let's salute that and bring that one back to light and let them know where can they purchase the books
I was
from
about
the
to say that.
author.
Yeah. I
oh
need a
Oh,
book.
my
S on
bad.
those
Listen,
books.
y'all, it's a lot going on. Yeah, I've been celebrating everything this year because I feel like this is the year of discredit. I'm just giving myself, my own self, a dozen red roses. But anyway, my book, A Fresh Cappuccino Sugar, is 3 years old now. It's on Amazon. I don't have the Self Kids Bay with me. Shame on me. But Self Kids Bay, before anything else, is 2 years old now. That's on Amazon as well. It's a 6 week self care workbook. At the end of it, you're supposed to be able to determine what keeps you from practicing self care and what you need to work on that you at least can dedicate 5 minutes every day to yourself before you do anything for anybody else. 1 year as a social media manager officially because I've been doing it, but it's the first year I actually get paid for it, So that's the only thing I'm counting. I have two clients,
That goes towards your
Philly,
pension and all of that. Copy that.
Philly, and Mr. Know It All podcast, who was actually on episode 130, 130. Yeah,
I think
Mr.
he
Know It
was
All was on
130.
130. So yeah, that's what, and as I said earlier, I'm a
Yes,
songwriter too.
130.
So I got a lot of stuff going on. You know, I just love to create anything that's creative and I can give a message at the same time. It's a double
Hold up.
win.
See, she did it again. And she tried to just gloss over.
What
Say
I
that
glossed
last
over
part
this
again.
time?
And I wrote a song. No, we not doing that here. This is not the place where we come for modesty. I begin most of
I
my
know that's
live
right.
shows by saying, can I think out? This is a quote from my man Yo Gotti. Can I think out loud and can I tell myself I'm proud? Okay? Let's
I
stop
like
glossing
Mm-hmm.
that.
over. Huh?
Right?
I like that.
That's what I'm saying. Stop glossing over this. I wrote this song because you like half told me when you told me. All right. Now you just, oh yeah, and no. Say that
Well, I mean,
again.
this is
Say it
only
with the
a
chest
30
this
minute
time.
show, and it's not all
I will
about
give
me. So I wasn't
Taya,
trying
me and
to.
you, Taya, because me and you are here. You can have 33 minutes, okay?
All
Now,
right. Well, the song is called "What's It Going to Be." The singer is Michelle C. Lee. I wrote the lyrics. Produced by Fortune West Productions. Is on every streaming site: Tidal, Apple, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Is on all of that. I actually wrote it in 2017, but it just came out in November of 2023. It was a poem I wrote that Michelle turned into a song. So, yep.
thank you. Now, Britt.
Welcome. Thank you.
Yes.
Britt, we had a pen that we left in for you before we get into what we need to know. You told me about, you just said your service is your thing that makes you happiest. And you
Yes.
told me y'all had a very big iftar that was coming up where you service a lot of people. Let us know about that before we get into what else we need to know. And let's not leave out anything, Britt, this time.
Oh, I'm not. So no, no, no. So yeah. Well, that actually was yesterday. That's why when you called me when you sent me the text, I was like, oh my god, I know he's not asking it because I was like in the midst of running around. So yesterday was the day that we had a major iftar that we do every year with my like my older brother. His name is Jalil Minkins. We service almost over like I'm gonna say like over 1,000 plus more people. We've been doing it every year.
Let's
Him and a couple other brothers. You know what I mean? I just assist. I'm just his go-to person. You know what I'm saying? But it's him and like two or three other brothers that you know what I mean. Actually, like put the money up and just bring the community out and
organize the
stuff
whole
like that.
situation. Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes. So, that was actually yesterday that we do every year. I actually have my podcast. Like I said, is we're actually on year 3 of Tribe Talk Tuesdays and what does that look like for you? I'm healing and what does that look like for you? It's me and her name is Kiera. That's my co-host. That's my girl. Um, hopefully I'm hoping to throw an amazing another retreat. The first one was that's part of I guess that's gonna be part of the story. But hopefully Taya, you could be a part of that. Maybe me, you could tap in together so we could do a retreat for our ladies. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, you know what I mean? That's one of my goals. But yeah, so just being in service. That's when like I said, that's that's me. I like being in service.
But do you practice self care? You know I'm going to
I
ask you
do.
that.
I do. So my self-care is I have a my morning routine. I haven't bought myself flowers lately. Because that's something that I would do every week. That's part of like my self-care. I actually, you know what? And to be truly honest, I haven't in the last 2 months because it would be like a ritual, not a ritual, but like my candles. I would do yoni steam. I would do like my affirmations while I'm, doing that or a bath. And I haven't bought like I said, I would buy myself flowers every week, and I haven't been doing it lately. So I haven't been doing it for the last I'm gonna say like 2 months, but I usually do. But I think I'm gonna get your workbook though. I think I'm gonna get your workbook because I think I need to practice more um self-care because I notice when I do lack or when I know I don't do my affirmations, I know how it can affect me. You know what I'm saying? Like I do know
Mm-hmm.
that. So like hence yesterday, like I said, when I was in the shower and I was like, oh, here you back on ABC, you know what I mean? Like A ain't good enough again. Like you ain't enough because you ain't get an A yet. You ain't get an A plus. I was
So
like, oh
what you're
yeah, you
saying is
No,
you need to
that
get on
information.
over
so
to Amazon.
I'm telling you, like I said, I was like, oh yeah, all right, here we go. Yeah, you back on this again. You know, what I mean? I'm 37. You know what I'm saying? Like I graduated '05. Like I was in Catholic school. You know, like what? 4th grade. You keep talking about something. Oh, I was like, yeah. So I do notice that. So I'm glad that you mentioned it. I'm super grateful for that. But I do gratefuls every morning. So I think maybe I need to do something that's extra because those are I'm very ritual. I'm very ritual. Like every morning I have something that's I call his name is Landrell. I play it. It's gratitude. I do my gratitudes. I do my affirmations. Um,
That's self
I
care though.
journal. I prayer. I know it is, but
Yeah,
so when I say it's ritual, but I think I need something more or
yeah,
something else added onto it. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm still, like I said, we in the shower, we talk about this A+ type thing. So it needs more. I need more. You know what I mean? Or something different. So
yeah. The
yeah,
whole thing about before anything else, the whole purpose, it means like when you wake up in the morning, before you do anything for anybody, you
yeah,
do something
yeah,
for yourself. And if you start the day off like that, it makes a world because you know I put me first. It doesn't mean
mhm,
that everybody else is last. It just means that
right.
I'm first.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't
yeah.
care
No,
who's
I'm very
second, third, and fourth because I'm damn sure. Yeah.
No, I'm first. Before
yeah.
I
No,
text
yeah, no, no,
anybody, read a message, anything, I do
yeah,
something, even if it's something small as playing a song that I like while I'm washing my face. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's
yeah. Yeah,
All
no,
right,
I'm very ritual.
ladies. I appreciate y'all coming on episode 135. 137 is coming up soon.
we should have been 135 and 136. We could have went longer.
I just told y'all I got something for y'all. Before we wrap this one up, y'all, I appreciate y'all coming on. As y'all know, we recently just met both of y'all, but we've been on the phone several times since I met both of y'all. So, ladies, if you got whatever going on, you know that I'm there to support the situation. I appreciate y'all
Likewise,
coming on. That is
waiting on them
episode
pocketbooks.
5.
Yeah,
We working on the ladies'
Hey, get
situations.
it together. I need a new bag.
right.
What's going on?
I know that's right.
We are out.